Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, man. It's your brother Toby. And if you're new here, you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so right here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you can catch up on all my videos and just follow me. All right. Socials are Facebook, Edward Toby, Facebook, King.Kunta85 at IG, and also the Twitter page. That way you can reach me outside of social YouTube. Excuse me. So here's what I want to talk about today. This episode of Narcissism, which thank you guys for all the support. I've been looking at the stats, the analytics, man. And I'm super grateful at the fact that due to my own experience as a narcissistic survivor and things that I've walked through in my life, now I'm able to speak on my experience and kind of shed some light and awareness to those who may be in a narcissistic relationship, whether it be with a love partner or a boss, co-worker, family member, whatever. Narcissism has no type of, it doesn't, it can be anybody, okay? Now, with that being said, in this topic, I want to go ahead and cover down on what I said in the last video is love bombing, okay? And how it can appear, the consequences of, doing that or falling for it, and then the coming out of that part. All right. So listen, what is love bombing? Love bombing is where a narcissist is, I would say this, because most of them are very, very studious, and I would say they're studious in what they want from you. Okay. So if you're an empath like me, right, a very, very, sensitive person to your surroundings, not as sensitive as, you're a crybaby or so. Like, no, it's that you are a human being, which means that you can empathize with people, you can rationalize with their emotions, you can cry with somebody, be a shoulder. You have a heart, you have a conscience, you know what I'm saying? The danger for a narcissist is that they have a lack of conscience and lack of emotions except only towards themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're not totally unemotional, they are emotional, but it's so warped in that sense. But with that being said, love bombing is where a narcissist would really use tactics in order to lure in the empath, right? So, if you fish, whatever, you got different types of bait and reels, whatever, certain bait attracts certain type of fish. So what a narcissist does in this case is they sit back in the cut like Neosporin, and they wait for their victim to come up. So they study the victims. They look at how they dress, they listen to how they talk, what kind of music they have, etc. Now, from my experience, when I was in a narcissistic, relationship or just have an encounter with a narcissist, when I first came to that person, they did things like, listen to the same style of music I listened to. They knew me to be a Christian. And so they really played the role of things that would garner my attention. You know what I'm saying? And now, what they also do is this, right? As far as the love bombing aspect, they also get close to who you're close with. Like, they'll ask little slight questions. Okay, so what did they like? Or how did they dress? Or what is their favorite song? That way, if a person is ignorant or not privy to their tactics, they can innocently give the narcissist what they want, and it'll be the battery in the back for them to pursue you fully and sway you with the love bombing. Love bombing can appear in different ways. For males, it's like overly flirting. But for females, it's the same thing. So again, love bombing is where the narcissist bombs you with tactics, ways to actually lock you in. Now, I'll say this real quick. Now, and so really what it is essentially is mirroring, right? Because the narcissist, what you guys got to realize is the narcissist has a lack of identity. They're chameleons. All right, they literally will garner and gravitate to wherever is popular for the moment. This is why they never really know who they are. And then the one that I used to know, they would really, whoever was popping at the time, they would emulate that type of person. You know what I mean? Then as soon as a few months go by, then they're on to the next thing. Nah, I'm not really cool with that person no more. I don't like that. Blah 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 blah. So again, my point is this. They'll mirror you to where they'll talk like you, they'll dress like you, they'll try to accommodate you. So that way, overall, it's more so of a way of again trying to win you over, because the game is to lock you in to where you can't go nowhere. They'll immediately move in with you. That's part of love bombing. If you're sexually active, they'll do whatever you desire in bed. You know what I'm saying? They'll do whatever it is in bed. They will, again, it's to lock you in, and you're feeling like the empath. Oh, I'm so in love with this person, so in love with this person. So to the empath, it feels like this is an answer to prayer, but the narcissist is like, oh, I'm getting deep. I'm going in the nitty gritty now. I'm going in there type deal. You see what I'm saying? And so overall, when you're not aware of these tactics, you can easily fall into the trap. Now, some people do get, married to narcissists. I know a lot of people who've done so, and I heard like a lot of testimonies, a lot of stories in which, as soon as they get married, then little triggering moments will happen to where that love bombing will dwindle down. So it'll start off like right here, but then the minute that you guys lock in, you're moving together, it'll slowly decrease. You know what I'm saying? And then over a span of time, it depends on how long you deal with a narcissist. I recall a person, I think I seen a comment on Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube one day. It was a lady. She was married to a narcissist, and after 20 years of being with this person, she began to look old, because literally what they do is when I said in my last video, they're literal vampires. So again, they'll sway you over with the love bomb, and then once they lock you in, they'll suck your battery life out your life, period. You'll begin to age rapidly. Some people have lost their hair. Some people have some terrible, terrible health issues. I got a friend who went through some, I would say some pretty, severe abuse to where it's affected their health to this day. And they're still, recovering from that. Now they're great, but their health has been affected to a certain extent. Now, again, when you are talking with narcissists who doing all this love bombing stuff, trying to sway you over and get you, again, to the family, to some people who don't know, again, it seems like they're the best thing since sliced bread. Oh, he's such a great man, or she's such a great woman. She cooks, she brings meals to my job. And as soon as you get in a relationship with that person, y'all, again, cohabitate, it will die off. The excuses will be like, oh, well, I forgot. Well, hey, I had this going on. And again, it's like literally somebody just yanking the carpet from underneath your feet or the rug, and you fall square flat in your face. And so again, that's kind of like point number 2. Point number 3 is this. Now, again, like I said, some people have parents, or excuse me, some people have to co-parent with narcissists, right? So overall, once the love bombing phase, and literally just kind of like once you go through the love bombing, the narc locks you in, and once you're in a relationship for X amount of time, boom. In most cases, what a narcissist will do is, once they see you're committed, that's what I want to use, thank you, Lord. Once you're committed, you're locked in the process of the relationship, they're so insidious and devious to where they're already preparing to discard you. It's like they have a strategy, checklist. Okay, I love bomb, check. Got married, check. Or got this, check. Shared account, check. We co-sign for a loan, a car, whatever. This is why when we talk to narcissistic survivors, they're in debt. They have some type of not consequence, some type of what would I say in this case? They have something that they're dealing with, you know what I'm saying? And as a result from being in a narcissistic relationship, like PTSD. Like I was talking to one of my friends today, and yeah, they had like, it took them a while to get over the PTSD, because again, mental and emotional abuse takes a great amount of time for you to heal from. Physical, okay, you can bandage your wounds and get together, praise be to God. Some people aren't always unlucky. Some people end up losing their lives over domestic violence and, so on and so forth. But in this case, it took this person a while to get over that stuff. But the love bombing, the locking in accounts, signing, giving money, all of that stuff, man. So at the end of the day, my final point is this, is that once the narcissist discards the empath, granted, you may have a child or two by this person. They will use, again, the kids as pawns to further their agenda, further their whatever the case may have. You know what I'm saying? They'll use whoever's near them, the flying monkeys, the enablers, so on and so forth. But in the midst of all this, guess what the narcissist is doing? They've already locked in their new supplies. Yes, because it could be one supply, two supplies. It could be somebody that you, as an empath, suspected that they have been talking to way too much, probably, being in this person's face too long, and come to find out they didn't had sex with this person 3 or 4 times already. You got suspicious. You trust your intuition, or your inner man or inner woman. Like, man, something's just not right. You confront them with the messages or whatever evidence you may have, because in this case, you got to have evidence in order to prove them wrong. But they're so warped in their mind to where they're still are not going to claim, or own up to their responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So again, at the end of the day, when you're walking out these scenarios, my best suggestion, especially if you don't have kids with a narcissist, from what I've experienced and from what I've seen other people go through, is you have to do no contact. You gotta, and even if you're a co-parent of one of these individuals, you gotta gray rock. You gotta give them the okay, yeah, sure, like the EO responses. You know what I'm saying? Long-winded, slow, uninterested, because it's gonna grind their gears. It's gonna bother them that the fact that the tactics that they warned you with before is not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna win you over. One last point is that and I've seen this with women. So one of my exes, man, she's a narcissist, right? This is how I know a lot about myself. So one of my exes, I remember one time I was at work, and I went down to the store down the street from my job at the time. And so as I'm going there, the person can't call my phone. I'm like, okay, what does he want? What's he calling me for? You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, I get to the store, I kept ignoring it, man, whatever, what do you want? So boom, I said, okay, I'm bumping. I just answer, hey, what's up? What do you need? Oh, hey, what's going on? I was in the area. I see your trucks here, whatever. So, yeah, I see you want to do this and this. I'm like, what? I said, no, I said, I didn't text you. I didn't call you. We talking about? It's the love bombing. So what they'll do is they'll have little ploys, little setups to where it's to try to bait you, lure you back in, right? Now this time, again, I'm on, I'm on a lunch break, making a lunch run, food run, whatever, and just doing my thing, and I'm on the phone. Like, hey, you know what? Listen, I'm good. I got time, whatever. Because mind you, she had mine. It's a parking lot full of cars, but yet you made it your purpose to make sure that you saw my vehicle. What are the odds, right? And that's how I would say devious they are. That's how creepish they are, because they're creeps. They'll use any means to watch you from afar if they can, or they use people that's around you to get information. Excuse me. So again, walking to the parking lot, I get to the car. She had her hair all done up. Uniform was on and all this. Everything would look perfect. Now she's the attractive girl. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I had to stick to my guns. Okay, I see what she's trying to do. She's trying to bait me to a conversation. So I didn't see her. And the one thing that hurts a narcissist's pride is when you ignore them, especially when in this case when it's a woman, or a man. But I think women probably take it a little different way. So yeah, you guys might argue with me in the comments, maybe not. But in this case with her, because I know her to be a prideful person, what happened was, yeah, I didn't look at her. I just looked at the car, see who it was to verify it was her. I hit my lock, put myself in the car, hit the start button, and I pulled off smooth. She just, say texting on the phone, whatever. She wanted a conversation, but the reason for her to be there and all those other things didn't make sense. I'm like, man, okay, so what were you here for? To see if I'm dating somebody new already after you, or if I'm doing something else, whatever. And so it just seemed really, really weird. So again, these individuals will literally sit there and will conjure up stories in order to lock you back in. They could be going through a low point in their life, hypothetically speaking, and it's just to get you in because they know that you as an empath, you're caring, you have a heart, you love people, etc. It just a trap to set you in. So don't fall for the booby trap. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall for the bear trap. Don't fall for the the finesse and whatever, because that's what they'll do. So hopefully you guys get the gist of the video. Love bombing, it can appear in different ways. Men and women have different ploys and tricks in order to do that, especially being a narcissistic person. This is what they do, man. It's like breathing for them. It's natural. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, thank you guys for always watching, supporting the channel, man. Go share, and comment on this channel, or see me on this video. And catch you guys next week.